Right, so I don't think there can be many councillors who can boast that they've got a castle in their ward. So, ro croeso mawr. So the councillor for Caldicot Castle Ward, please. Rachel Garrick.
Diolch yn fawr. Shwmai Abertawe? Rachel dwi dod a llafer dros Annibyniaeth. I'm Rachel and I'm from Labour for Independence, and I bet you're wondering why I'm here. I'm going to tell you for why. We're all right. Okay, so that's right. I am a Labour member. I am an elected councillor over in Monmouthshire, and I support independence. And let me tell you, I am not alone. Now, we hear a lot of opinions within the independence movement about Labour. Oh, you're a unionist party, we don't want to speak to you. But let me tell you this. Labour's identity is not about the United Kingdom. Labour's identity is about socialism and about democracy. And that is why we are all here, for democracy. Wrong country, pal. We're not talking about Keir Starmer today. Nah. Those of us in Labour for an independent Cymru are socialists. We're trade unionists and workers who are part of Cymru's 100-year-old tradition of a labour movement. And we believe that the future of our country is an independent Cymru. We know that our country is big enough. Our country is strong enough. And our people have the solidarity, the fire, and the political ability to build our country as an independent country with a bright future. So why are we part of this movement, apart from the fact that we want it? You know, I constantly get, well, why are you in that party? You know, right? That doesn't work. So our job is to normalise the want and the need for independence in a party which our country has returned a majority to Westminster for the last 100 years. That's a majority that's rarely been reflected in a UK government, and a majority whose voice has been drowned out, like our villages in Westminster, because our country is not represented fairly as a nation in the UK political system. It don't work for us. We all know that the Westminster setup means our country's voice is outnumbered, and that we're going to have that voice further decimated when 8 constituencies and MPs are lost again to the Boundary Commission at the next general election. Our voice gets smaller and smaller in a system which thinks only of numbers of people and not nations. That's not a United Kingdom. And meanwhile, our devolved government here in Wales, it has the least powers of all devolved nations. Why should we, as a country, have less power over our nation than every other devolved nation? We're not an afterthought. We're a thriving nation with a proud heritage and a prouder future. And for that, we need to be a nation that is in control of its own future. Now, if we're going to achieve that, in Cymru, we are going to achieve that, we need all the support that we can get. And that includes those of us in Welsh Labour and those who vote Labour as well. Our culture and our political heritage means that there are quite a few of us that believe in socialism. There are many of us in this country who still vote Labour and continue to vote Labour whilst we believe in independence. So the polls this week show that 32% of us in Wales, in Cymru, support independence. It also shows that 42% of us that vote Labour in Cymru support independence. That's 10% more support in the Labour demographic than in the general public in the country. And I can tell you something else as well. There's a lot of people in Wales that vote Labour. So, if you look at the voting from the Senedd from year before last, and you apply those polling results to your voter turnout and your vote share, what you find is, out of that 32%, actually 15% of that 32% of people supporting independence are ticking a Labour box at an election. And 12.6% of that 32% are ticking a Plaid Cymru box. Because of that, the size of the Labour vote, I'm actually standing here from the party that represents the most independence voters in the country today. I know that's not a popular thing to say, and I am very sorry. But actually, we need to understand as a movement that Labour does represent a big voting bloc for independence, and that is why we are here standing shoulder to shoulder with you. And being as an out-and-out supporter of independence in my party, I don't go anywhere without somebody coming saying, yeah, I'm a Labour member, or I'm a Labour elected representative, and I support you as well. So there we are. And that's why we're all here today. And that's why I'm proud to be here today and proud to be part of this movement, all under one banner. Well, actually, can I see your banners? Can I see them? That's not all under one banner, that's all under every banner out there. It's great to see. But our road to an independent nation isn't through any one political party or any one group. It is through our movement. And it's a movement that understands that a nation's people has many views and varied politics, but that our nation is at its best when we come together in solidarity and work for a cause. And there is no bigger cause in our country than our right to run it. And together, in solidarity, we can do this. Annibyniaeth dros Cymru. Ein wlad, ein dyfodol. Diolch yn fawr.